Yo, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you're at. I'm having a pretty nice morning myself. A little cloudy over here, so it's really nice in a desert. And yeah, I just got a new dog, and she's really cool. She's like a little weenie dog. We got her checked up and all that, and she seems to be doing fine, so that's really nice. And yeah, so today I would like to talk about the fact or the feeling that there is nothing wrong with being alone. And yeah, that's true. There's nothing wrong with being alone, and being alone is different than being lonely, and there's different variables, and it's a different whole definition and world. Because when you're alone, you are complacent with it, you are content with it, you understand that being alone, it really does have its pros. Yes, it has cons, but when you're alone, truly, when you view it that way, you realize, okay, that you need that alone time. And sometimes in life you kind of need like a little maybe isolation arc. And I'm not saying that you should go out and do it. Obviously do some research before. When you isolate yourself, it's like you're going into like a new bubble, a new planet. You start to see more things and realize how much of life really works and how a lot of things are. And that's what I realized when I was really isolating myself a couple years ago. And it wasn't the healthiest thing, I'm not gonna lie, because I was shelled in. I would do my best to be outgoing, and I still do. Kind of only use my energy for people or things that I really find necessary. But in the end, I don't want to be disrespectful. So when you kind of shelter yourself, don't be rude either. There's a lot of opportunities out there and a lot of good people, but there's a lot of bad stuff and bad people. So yeah, just be careful. And then being lonely, that's just like it's like a pity feeling. It's sad. Like you're not anything. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Trust me. And I think that's something we need to realize, that you're not alone either. You might be in some woods and some hut somewhere. It's crazy because even I thought that was cool, but it's just very naive and a little silly, at least for my part. Yeah, like you're not alone, you got someone here for you. You got some people here for you. You got maybe pets. I mean, this new pet, her name is Minnie. She's really cool. She came from somewhere not good. Guess she ran out, and yeah, we got her, and now she's just in a better place, and I just want her to be in a place that is safe. And it's the same for everyone around me. I want them to feel like they're safe, or they just have someone that can listen or be there, because I've honestly lost some friends, and sometimes they just kind of have their own problems. So I get it, they kind of just shell away. They don't really need or want anyone's help, because some people want to be independent, so that's fine. But I've lost some friends, God bless. And it's a cruel world. It's definitely a cruel world. It's usually life can take a turn when you meet someone that's not good for you, or when you enter a new place, job, anywhere that's just not healthy, that's basically toxic. And this month, which is May, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, I take it very seriously. And if you're alone or you feel alone, because I sure did. When I was isolating, I did not live in my hometown. I was up in Seattle, Washington, and it was just a moment in time where I thought no one really cared for me, or really was, I guess, anything, and I'll be honest, yeah, I think that's just perfectly normal thing for humans, is you honestly feel like no one is really here for you. But I've gotten better with that. I mean, I'm here for myself. I understand, and we should understand too, that being here for yourself, it is enough. But we do need that human interaction, that human connection with at least one person, one individual, someone who can just be here. It really goes a distance, and it's okay. I mean, even writing down, that's like another person too. A book that you can write down in is just like another person. And that might sound a little crazy, almost like an imaginary friend thing, but I mean, for real, that's just how it is. But the thing is, I feel like everyone has problems, and it's a shame, because I know that we battle with ourselves a lot, and we battle with ourselves so much that honestly, I guess that's probably why a lot of wars have happened. I know it's a little out there in the situation, but seriously, I mean, we kind of have all these problems with ourselves and these things we want to fix, but we instead turn to maybe violence or just a bunch of anger or sadness. And really, all we need to do is just breathe. I mean, seriously, I can think of so many times where all I did was just breathe. I used a certain breathing technique. It does help. It does help. Having someone there for you, or friends, it's a blessing. And to be here is a blessing. And to be alone can be beneficial too, because if you can be alone, then you can withstand anything. Truly, there's nothing wrong with being alone. And if you are alone, there's nothing wrong with it. You just stay strong. And being alone is cool. You know, you could eat out somewhere, like at a restaurant, like by yourself. Like I did that multiple times. It's chill. You know, you're just sitting there and you can listen to music if you want. I never did. I just kind of sat there, you know, just listening to all the sounds around me. And I just look around, maybe the interior, or if there's like a window by me, I just look outside, watch the cars, watch the trees, watch the birds, you know, watch the clouds. Like, it's pretty nice. If you feel like you have no one, that's not true, because you do have someone. That could be anyone. Literally someone in the sky, someone on this earth, someone below you, someone anywhere. I think life is just interesting when it comes to, I guess, humanity. And I just want to be here and say that we all have a voice. Let's just use that voice. I mean, it's pretty crazy that someone like me, I really wasn't good with friends. I didn't really have any. I couldn't really talk because I was just scared. I didn't want to experience anything bad, but that's just how life is. And sometimes you gotta put yourself out there in a safe way, you know, respectful manner. And I feel like not enough people talk about, you know, mental health. I'm here to talk about it because it's probably like it's like the biggest disease on this planet. I feel like in the end, you are not alone. And if you are alone, there's nothing wrong with that, because you can be your best friend. Believe me, I've done it myself, and honestly, it was cool, you know. And it was a moment of time to just learn about myself. And because I got to learn about myself so much, I got to see what I don't like and what I do like, and what I want in friends, or all of that, and what I want with life. Like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to stay? What do I love? If you feel like you're in a rut, use it to your advantage. You can dissect yourself like they did with that grape, the one that had surgery like 4 years ago. That was so dumb, but like something like that. You just get to the root of your problems and things might get better. Things will get better. And I think I've told myself that a lot. And I tell myself that pretty much every day. Like, everything will be alright. I mean, I literally have a video called Everything Will Be Alright. And that's just kind of the person I am. And we are in a time where it's just a lot of people definitely seem on edge, and many emotions, you know, very crazy, very strange, very sad, and there's just so much emotions going on here. There's a bit of chaos going on around, but I've been watching this one anime, and some of you might recognize it, but it's called Vinland Saga. I remember hearing about it, which is crazy, during, you know, when I was kind of in my isolation arc, I guess, and, you know, all that Hope Core stuff. And now I've been watching it, and it's a pretty brutal show, but it's a realistic way of just kind of how life is. All these different characters and different emotions and different backstories and different meanings of life. So if you're someone that's into any of that, or even my videos, honestly, give it a watch. It's basically like philosophy, and something about just philosophical stuff, just it rings a bell in my ear or my head, whichever thing you want to call it. But philosophy is comfort. I mean, I need like a blanket that literally says philosophy on it, like in all big bold letters. To end this off, I really do hope this can provide some usefulness to you, and doing these commentaries are really cool and chill. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you're at, and yeah, stay cool out here physically and mentally, because summer's kicking in way earlier than it has to be. But take care, mates. See ya.